Now we will start fault-based testing. First we will see what do you mean by fault-based testing. Software testing using test data designed to demonstrate the absence of a set of pre-specified faults, typically frequently occurring faults. Consider an example to demonstrate that the software handles or avoids divide by zero correctly. The test data would include 0. Next, we will discuss overview. A model of potential program fault is a valuable source of information because for evaluating and designing test suite. The next, what is the use of FBT? FBT uses a fault model directly to hypothesize potential faults in a program under test as well as to create or evaluate test suites based on its efficacy in detecting those hypothetical faults. Engineers study failures to understand how to prevent similar failures in the future. Consider an example, the cause of an airline crash. Experience with common software faults sometimes leads to improvement in design methods and programming languages. Sometimes software faults will lead to improvement with respect to design as well as programming language. Consider an example, in Java pointers are not supported, so we are not getting errors like dangling pointers compared with C and C++. In Java, deallocation of memory is completely automatic, so we are not getting any errors like redundant deallocations and memory leaks compared to C and C++. Some faults must be detected through testing. Consider an example, whenever you are going to write a triangle problem, we are going to check the input with respect to output. If I give 1 2 3, what will be the output? Like that we are going to check each and everything through testing. The next, what is the basic concept of FBT? The basic concept of FBT is to select test cases that would distinguish the program under test from alternative programs that contain hypothetical faults. Next, what do you mean by fault seeding? Fault seeding can be used to evaluate the thoroughness of a test suite. The next concept, assumptions in FBT. The effectiveness of fault-based testing depends on the quality of the fault model. This is mainly depending on the quality of the fault model. Next, what do you mean by seeded faults? Seeded faults are small syntactic changes like replacing one variable reference by another in an expression. Next, we will see what do you mean by competent programmer hypothesis. Competent programmer hypothesis is nothing but an assumption that the program under test is close to a correct program. Some program faults are indeed simple typographical errors and others that involve deeper errors of logic. Now you are thinking, what do you mean by typographical errors? Typographical error is a mistake made in the typing of printed material. Next, what is the useful of fault-based testing technique? Fault-based testing techniques can be useful even if you decline to take the leap of faith required to fully accept their underlying assumptions. The next will be FBT terminologies. This fault-based testing terminologies. Here you will be having 6 terminologies. The first one is original program. The second one is program location. The third one is alternate expression. Fourth is alternate program. Fifth, distinct behavior of an alternate program R for a test T. Distinguished set of alternate programs for a test suite T. Now we'll see one by one. First we'll see what do you mean by original program. The program unit to be tested. Second one, program location, a region in the source code. The third, alternate expression, source code text that can be legally substituted for the text at a program location. Fourth, alternate program, a program obtained from the original program by substituting an alternate expression for the text at some program location. Now we will see the fifth one, distinct behavior of an alternate program R for a test T. The behavior of an alternate program R is distinct from the behavior of the original program P for a test T if R and P produce a different result for T, or if the output of R is not defined for T. Now we will see the last one, distinguished set of alternate programs for a test suite T. A set of alternate programs are distinct if each alternate program in the set can be distinguished from the original program by at least one test in T. Next, we will see mutation analysis. It is the most common form of software fault-based testing. Next, we will see what is the use of fault model. A fault model is used to produce hypothetical faulty programs by creating variants of the program under test. Next, we will see variants are created by seeding faults. That is, variants are created by seeding faults, that is, by making a small change to the program under test following a pattern in the fault model. Next, what do you mean by mutation operator? The patterns for changing program text are called mutation operator. Next, we will see what do you mean by mutant. Each variant program is called a. The next will be mutation analysis. With respect to mutation analysis, we will be having some terminologies. The first one is original program under test. Second one mutant. Third one distinguished mutant. Fourth equivalent mutant. Fifth mutation operator. Now we will see one by one. Original program under test, the program or procedure to be tested. The second one, mutant, a program that differs from the original program for one syntactic element. Example, a statement, a condition, a variable, a label. The third one, distinguished mutant, a mutant that can be distinguished for the original program by executing at least one test case. Fourth one, equivalent mutant, a mutant that can't be distinguished from the original program. Fifth, mutation operator, a rule for producing a mutant program by syntactically modifying the original program. The next will be fault-based adequacy criteria. Given a program and a test suite T, mutation analysis consists of following steps. First one, select mutation operators. Second, generate mutants. Third one, distinguish mutant. First we will see select mutation operator. If you are interested in specific classes of faults, we may select a set of mutation operators relevant to those faults. Second one, generate mutants. Mutants are generated mechanically by applying mutation operators to the original program. The third, distinguish mutants, execute the original program and each generated mutant with a test case in T. A mutant is killed when it can be distinguished from the original program. The next concept, uh, with respect to fault-based adequacy criteria, a mutant can remain live for two reasons. The mutant can be distinguished from the original program, but the test suite T does not contain a test case that distinguishes them. The second one, the mutant can't be distinguished from the original program by any test case. Given a set of mutant SM and a test suite D, we are going to represent set of mutant as SM and a test suite as T. The fraction of non-equivalent mutants killed by T measures the adequacy of T with respect to SM.